For 8 years, Didier Grandjean served at the very heart of the Catholic Church as a Swiss guard, ready to sacrifice his life for the Pope. Now he continues to serve the Pope, the Church, and God in an entirely new way. Amid apostolic travels, guarding the Vatican City State, and working alongside leaders of the Church, Didier says the conclave of 2013 was a key moment of his experience in the Swiss Guard.
Quando ho visto per la prima volta.
When I first saw Pope Francis, it was the evening of his election. For me, and I think for everybody, seeing somebody else dressed in white was special. The first impression has an impact, right? I remember this atmosphere of prayer and joy when Francis was elected. All of the anticipation just turned right into joy. Didier served in the Guard for 2 years during the papacy of Benedict XVI and 6 years under Pope Francis. But in 2019, he felt God calling him to the priesthood.
Come dicevo, felice, però sentivo che
I was happy, but I felt there was something else and that God was always calling me to serve, but in another way. Through praying, reflecting, talking with people and priests, I was helped with my path. Little by little, I discovered that God was calling me to serve him as a priest. I felt called to take this path of the seminary, even though the most logical thing would have been to continue in the Guard, then to make a career and make a life there. But I knew there was something else working in my heart. Some of the people that guided Didier in his vocational journey included none other than Pope Benedict XVI and Pope Francis, something that he says is an unbelievable grace.
A Papa Benedetto gliel'avevo detto, per esempio.
I remember the moment I told Pope Benedict that I was leaving the Guard and joining the seminary. We were in the Vatican Gardens and spent maybe 15 minutes talking about what I was doing next. I remember his face lit up and he was so happy. And the same with Pope Francis. I don't think they expected this. Both of them have accompanied me in my vocational journey and have supported me. Discipline is a key aspect of Didier's life, not only while serving in the world's smallest army, but also in the seminary. He says he learned some of his discipline by watching the way Pope Francis goes about his everyday life.
Una cosa che mi impressiona
One thing that impresses me about Pope Francis is how he manages his time. Every minute of the day is important, and he uses it to do good. And that's a very great example that I try to follow, however difficult it may be. Didier has been in seminary for 5 years and has 2 years left until his ordination. For those discerning their vocation, Didier says to listen to a call, even if it's quiet, and be open to the plan of what Pope Francis calls the God of surprises.